Hello and welcome to my self-talk. Today's topic will be our spiritual guidance, our spiritual guides. So, what are the spiritual guides and what kind of connection do we have with them and how can we connect with them and what's their purpose? So let's go to it. First, what are or who are the spiritual guides? So, what are the guides? We all know. It's anybody that guides you on your way. That means teachers, friends, parents. It can be basically anybody that teaches you something or helps you with something or gives you some support. So these are all guides. In the physical realm, we know who they are, and in the spiritual realm, it's usually somebody that is not physical. So now let's go to it. Because even our soul needs support, because it's good to have physical support, but it's also good to have spiritual support, because we are also physical but also spiritual beings. We are in both realms at the same time, so let's not neglect the spiritual part. The spiritual guides, some of the spiritual guides that we have are with us for the whole life, and some comes and go. There are guides that are guiding us on our soul mission, and these will be probably with us the whole life. Also, our ancestors are with us the whole life. These are also spiritual guides. And then there are guides that comes sometimes even for a short period of your life, because they're specialists. If you go through a specific point in your evolution or in your path, let's say, in your life, then you would maybe need a special guide. If I should make a physical comparison to it, it would be, if I want to learn how to sing, I would probably hire a teacher that will teach me how to sing, etc., etc. So these are these types of specialists, even in the spiritual realm. If you have, for example, chapter of your life that is very demanding, very hard, it can be very hard family situation, or a new situation in your job or at school. It can be anything that is somehow demanding for you. So for that, you could get a new guide. And if you are connected with him or her or it could, or it definitely will, help you to adjust to this new situation and very demanding situation much more easy, and also quickly. So, how do we connect with our spiritual guidance? We all have our spiritual guidance. It's not possible that a person would be born here and would have not a spiritual guidance. There is not such a human in this world. So first, I would like to talk about it in this not only shamanistic point of view, and that is this analogy of the tree. So tree has roots, then it's got the middle part, and then it's got the crown of the tree where the leaves and the fruits are. So these are the three parts of the tree, and these three parts are symbol of three worlds, and the root part is like a lower world that includes your ancestors, your spirit animals, guides that are animals. So also much more, but let's just stick with ancestors and animals. It's totally alright. And it usually corresponds with some of your like root chakras, or like these energetical systems, because you have to access it somehow. So how do you access these worlds? Of course, through your subconscious mind, when you are in some lower brain frequency, like theta or something. But energetically, how does it work? Well, of course, through your energetical centers. So you access certain realms through certain energetical centers that you have on your body. This is like a practical thing or technical thing if you were interested about that. And it's very profound. If you're interested, just tell me, I can make a video about it. And let's go to this root analogy. I like the tree because it's simple. So in our roots, we meet our spiritual guide, the main one that is in the form of an animal. We definitely all have some animal that we are attracted to. You can even have that animal at home as a pet, or you can just like some animal very much. So these can be your spirit guides. Doesn't have to be, but can be. How to really know what kind of animal is your spirit guides is the whole topic. I think I don't want to give you the know-how how to do it, because you can just search books that speaks about this, etc. And I don't necessarily like these sort of things when you don't have guidance that is from the physical realm. So I will not do these know-hows through the videos. But if you need a physical assistance through Skype or whatever, just tell me, I can assist in this. Because I think that when you already travel to your subconscious mind, you should have somebody to assist you, at least to hear you and your stories. What are you going through? If you're doing it completely alone, unsupervised, I don't necessarily think it's very wise, because you don't have the guidance. So let's just keep ourselves accountable and just connect with somebody that will guide you. And it really isn't like that difficult. It's good to connect. So let's keep it like this, and I will not give you these know-hows through the videos. So just the information is that there is a spirit animal that represents somehow even your energy, or the energy that you need in this life, and it can protect you in the spiritual realm, but even physical, different sort of ways. And then you have your ancestors there. That is the important thing. Ancestors are connected through you, through your genetical code. So you can't really get rid of it. You have your ancestors if you have the physical body, and these are not only the physical ancestors you have. You have even ancestors that are spiritual, that are from your like soul ancestors. So you have ancestors of your physical body, and that you have ancestors of your soul. So these are also all your ancestors. And it's good to connect with them, get to know them, because there are gifts in these lineages and in these experiences, in their experiences, that you have the access to. And these gifts you can use once you know about them and once you are connected with them. So it's very good to clean your ancestral lineage and get to know your ancestors. Then there is the crown of the tree, and in the crown you have usually your teachers, spiritual teachers, and these would be like supreme beings, let's say. They may represent as people, but usually they would just show you the form that you understand. So it can be even very abstract. You can see their huge clouds that after that would represent as a person. And what is important, that every guide has something to teach you, has some specialty. So if your main guide is specialized on something, that something would probably be also your specialty that you should learn, you should use in order to accomplish your soul mission here. And that's probably it. So it might be slightly confusing or complicated for you right now, because it's very complex. We can keep it simple, like roots, animals, ancestors, crown, there's those teachers, like even like angels, or whatever you can imagine, whatever comes to, whoever guides you, different sort of like gods and stuff like this. And then there's also our middle world, and in this world you will have all of them probably with you. So I hope I didn't make a bigger chaos in your heads than it was before, and if so, if something is not very clear, just ask me about it, because in my head it is very clear, even though it's got so many layers in it that it's kind of hard to explain everything in one video, especially without directly guiding you into that connection with your spiritual guidance. But let's say that the mission of this video is to inform you that you are not alone, you have your guidance, and maybe they're just waiting on the phone and nobody ever called them. So maybe you are the one, definitely you are the one when they are your guides, that just should pick the phone and call them and then wait for the answer. And how do you call them? If you're a religious person, just pray. Pray is the best thing, how to connect with the spiritual realm, how to call. If you're not, you can meditate. You can do shaman journeying if you know how. Yeah, there's just so many methods that you can do. So just choose which one you are comfortable with and that you like. And that's about it. I hope I didn't miss anything and that it was all clear. So let's just connect with our spiritual guidance, because if we are connected with our guides, we are also connected with ourselves, with our guide, that is even our soul and our spirit. These all are our guides. You are the guide of yourself. And all other beings are just a support on your journey and your mission, and that is actually your responsibility. So connect with yourself, with your parts, and then with all the guides that are supporting you on this beautiful journey. So see you soon. Bye.